Take device back? No. Alright. I guess we gotta do what you gotta tell me to do. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's set the mood. Put a little candle. Boom. Why is Bitcoin Cash better than original Bitcoin? See if anyone joins on this live. Always do some boring work. Boring, boring, boring. 7:05. Hello, hello. We got 2 people in watching. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to comment. And we will simply just have a good time chatting about some Bitcoin Cash. Like to learn more. I always like to learn what's happening. But yeah, let's see as this live populates, see how many come in. Fire away with questions or topics or whatever. And yeah, ultimately I want to get a lot of people here so we can shift this to either a Twitter live or a TikTok live, and then we can have it more interactive. Unless there's a way for me to add guests. I don't think you could do that on, let me see. No, I don't think you can add guests on YouTube. Hello to everyone here. Hello, hello. This is a Bitcoin Cash live, Bitcoin Cash Hangout. Ultimately, just what I want to do is maybe when I have some downtime, kind of just get some people in the community together and shoot. I mean, we're in a big decline right now. It's good to kind of just have the community come together and chat a little bit. What exactly is BTC Cash? You might want to do a little bit of research. It's not BTC, it's BCH, or maybe you mean Bitcoin Cash. Essentially, it's Kevin. It is a hard fork, which is just a split of the Bitcoin code, um, and it just retained the original beliefs of what Bitcoin was meant to be. It retains a lot of the original values of the white paper, as Bitcoin is just way too expensive, way too slow, um, and you can't really operate with it on chain as you can with Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Cash ultimately is fulfilling that um, as intended as the original Bitcoin was made. So if that summarizes it for you. 8:30 to 4 p.m. I'm also doing work in my office right now, and I'm just doing this little live, so trying to kill two birds with one stone. So if you see me typing away. Kevin, are you new to crypto, or have you been subscribed to me? What made you jump on this live? 2250. Daily trigger 150. Oh no, everyone's out. I have no more people in here. How sad. I'll survive. Junk removal, $200. TBD. New to crypto and was scrolling through YouTube Shorts. Wow, well, I'm glad I popped up on the algorithm. That's cool. Well, if you like to learn more about Bitcoin Cash, I also have a pretty extensive channel that goes into further length about what Bitcoin Cash has to offer. But also there's a lot of other people too in the community that I mention, and there are a lot of people who will go more in depth with the technicals better than I can. I would consider me more so like the layer one explainer. And then there's people who can really kind of go into like, the coding and the real in-depth topics, if that's what you're interested in too. But I mainly cover like the financials and, when new things come up to the space, and I try to learn as much as I can about it as quickly as I can. I simultaneously run a business, so I really don't have much time to like dive into like the real in-depth like nitty-gritty stuff, but uh, I can pretty much like learn a topic about like something involving crypto pretty easily, pretty quick, and I can summarize it and speak to it to like the general public. But yeah, I'm not like the technical coding person, if you will, best way to put it. But yeah. Have you invested in any other cryptocurrencies, Kevin? Or are you just like looking around and studying at this moment? What did I miss? 6206. Review and send. short on? We got someone else in the chat. Hello, hello. Looking around at the moment, had a small amount of Doge, but just got out due to impatience. Yeah, well, so impatience is impatience and fear are like the two things that are really kind of gonna pull you out. Um, when you believe in a project like wholeheartedly and you like understand it and you see that, you know, the people behind it are actually interested in something beyond just profits, you know, that's when like you can confidently hold the coin, you can see long-term value. Any of these like meme coins, honestly, I mean, it's hit or miss, and I totally understand why you'd pull. It's too shaky. Like I can't like explain how much I just want to like ream out every single person on Twitter with like a massive following who talks about meme coins, because you never know at the end of that tweet who's reading it, and it could be someone who has like no money or someone who's going to allocate a ridiculous amount of money, and it's like, yes, it's their choice, but I cannot stand people who promote meme coins. In like in the sense of like they'll get you rich, like for example, like on Smart Bitcoin Cash, or not Smart Bitcoin Cash, on Cash Tokens, like I plan on making a meme coin, but I'm fully gonna market it as like, and I already did make the coin, I just need to fix some fundamentals, but I've been so caught up in my own work. But I would never market it as like a like get rich. I'd be like, I would market it in the sense of like, hey, careful investing in this. It's going to be a fun coin. It's going to be a community coin. It'll be something interesting to just kind of like be involved in a group with and talk about and develop in. But it would never be like, hey, like this, I can guarantee you this is gonna 1000x. Like always, yeah, meme coins are something that should just be taken very carefully, like into consideration. I'd allocate more into like a safer, and crypto's not really exactly the safest space, so it's always best to kind of do some heavy research. Okay, where did I mess up this invoice? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No way, it deleted the whole thing. Definitely, you're right on the research part. I mean, it should be with any beyond just the meme coins. Like I'd say with meme coins, the best thing to do is take like a small amount and punt it into, like, say you had $100, instead of putting it all into Doge, put it into like 10 different meme coins or something, like diversify. Because thanks Mario, thanks for subbing. But I would say diversify, because like you never know, like one meme coin could shoot up, but in full confidence putting everything in one play, it's, I don't know, it's a tough choice. And ultimately, if you're gonna put $100 into crypto in general, I would say put 50 to 75, no, I'll change that, 50 to 80 of that in like a substantially like more credible current cryptocurrency, as opposed to a meme coin. And yeah, like the memes like Doge and SHIB are some of the higher market cap ones. So that you know, just because something has a high market cap does not necessarily mean that it's gonna ultimately do anything. I mean, it's just a lot of community hype. It's a lot of people holding it, and realistically with very little value. But I don't know. I mean, people do build on Doge and SHIB, but I don't know. Something about meme coins that's just, you know, I would never sit here and say, hey, to the moon with them. Nor would I say that with any crypto, honestly. I'd say whatever you believe in, invest in that and be ready to lose what you're going to invest. But also, you know, if you have conviction and you study and you see the real use case, and the utility of some coins, then you know you just trust your gut, and you kind of make those internal projections. But if I was to say, like, my opinion where I think Bitcoin Cash could be like this cycle, I mean, I feel like Bitcoin Cash could definitely Bitcoin Bitcoin Cash 10,000 again. I was literally just getting to my Aaron. I was just getting to my prediction where I think Bitcoin Cash could reach 2 to 3K this cycle, starting, like, in my humble opinion, and not financial advice at all. I think, like, past the holiday season, past Christmas, like into early 25, like, we could see Bitcoin Cash somewhere in the 2 to 3K range. Do I say that with full Jay? Do I say that with full conviction? No. Anything is open to interpretation. Everyone could be wrong. Anyone could be right. And at a certain point, this is a gamble. Economy is fudged. It is all a gamble in one sense, because you never know. I mean, you could argue that the stock market's a gamble too, because look at what happens in 2008. But I don't know. But then you can argue the other point too, where, like, there is solid backing. There's a great development team. There's a great future. I mean, Bitcoin Cash pretty much offers much of what Ethereum can do nowadays. Can offer much of what, like, Ethereum does. It upholds the original Bitcoin standard, so, like, you can not only do NFTs, DeFi, yield farming, all that fun stuff that Ethereum can do, but you can also do, like, small transactions for fractions of a penny, just as Bitcoin was made to be, in quote unquote, in the white paper, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and not what it was eventually shifted out to be marketed as a store of value. And as we're seeing right now, is it a store of value? I don't think any crypto is a store of value at this moment. So it's hard to make the argument that Bitcoin should be sold and bought, bought because it's a great store of value. I think it's a terrible marketing point, and only people who are, taking control of Bitcoin are the ones who are benefiting from this. I'm not watching the Euro Cup, even though I am Bulgarian. I am too busy with my work life. I'm actually on the other side. There's a computer here, and I'm writing my chicken scratch onto electronic invoices. Euro all the way. Hell yeah. Are you from Europe? And if you are, what country? BCH down a bit, but it's a good time to buy a little. Yeah, I mean, buy it. Buy it what you're ready to, say goodbye to. But I think it's a good time to buy, honestly, too, from my perspective, and from my opinion. You're from Germany? I used to study German for 2 semesters in high school. If I could remember any of it, though. I pretty much slept through my German class. I did not pay attention. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to try to remember and how to say hi or anything, but hello from Germany. 200. What did I mess up here? All right. 174.92. 75. 225. That'll do it. 207. And that should be 6206. Perfect. Good thing to know math. You feeling a little down? Honestly, it's ebbs and flows. I don't necessarily think this is gonna last. I mean, it could go lower. It could. But I've kind of pulled away from that emotional up and down. I've just kind of accepted the fact that that's just what crypto is. It goes up, it goes down, so I don't really get happy when it goes up, and I don't really get sad when it goes down. Maybe the next time I'll allow myself to feel some sort of emotion will be like when we're at my projected highs. and maybe I'd worry if we're like under 100 again. But realistically, I've kind of detached from any sort of emotion relating to Bitcoin Cash. Jay, where are you from, by the way? How many moving trucks are you operating? Operating 126 foot. We're renting a here in Cali. I rent a 26 foot, and I have a van as well for smaller gigs, but I'm actually in the process of considering buying one. I've been kind of pulling back because the cost of insurance in Mass, but actually truck values went down recently, so insurance went down somewhat, but the MSRPs of a lot of trucks went down, so now it's like it might make more sense to finance and insure as opposed to renting per month. So we'll see. But the upside of renting is I could just turn the truck back at any time. I don't have to deal with mechanical issues. Now it's like I'm taking on that additional risk. But it's nearly 3 times more expensive to rent. And then my only other option is leasing. But leasing, you're locked into a 3 to 5 year contract. And I don't know what I'm going to do in 3 to 5 years. So I don't like the idea of getting a lot. It's like imagine getting a girlfriend and then like on the first like month it's like, hey, by the way, you gotta sign a 5-year deal and you can't leave. So that's just the way I think about it. And you find out she's crazy as hell. Or maybe she's perfect. Who knows? Who can tell? Chicken scratch. Here it is. Where did the name Limitless come from? Good question. It's funny. I actually was really obsessed with the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper in high school, and I don't know. I liked the idea behind the movie and always like pondered like, is that possible to ever create something that wouldn't hurt you, that wouldn't have any negative side effects and give you like superhuman like mental capabilities. I think the closest thing we can kind of get to that now is probably what do they call it, BCIs like Neuralink, but I don't know. That was kind of where it came from, but ultimately I like the name too. I think it kind of goes along pretty smooth. It's not only it's like they handle small moves, they handle big moves. It took the name from the movie, but also just I don't know. I like to like preach about like good mental health too, and I feel like Limitless also kind of aligns with. So just a lot of factors in my life where it kind of just clicks, and I liked it. I still with it, and it's gonna stick around for the long haul. Denise, Sarah, Kristen. It's Kristen. No one's joining in these lives though. It's kind of been quiet. Like I started a TikTok one. I had like 2 people come in. I did a Twitter one. No one came into that one. Like my goal is to kind of just while I'm working in the office, kind of just throw these out and chat with people. But I get it though. People are kind of busy and upset with crypto right now, so no one's really too excited about Bitcoin Cash right now. I do have Instagram. It's V, the number one, AD, period, the number one, the number one, VANOV. So it's like Vlad, except the L's are number ones, and then there's a period in between. Follow me up, I'll follow you back. Stashenko, 9, 10, 13. Well, we got a couple guys to sub and learn about Bitcoin Cash before you jumped in. So staying hopeful. Maybe someone else will jump in. Ultimately, I just want some rookies who are like hearing about like crypto going, well, not right now, but crypto coming back up. Ultimately, my goal is to kind of get in touch with those people and kind of guide them in the right direction and hopefully avert them. Did you check out First Mill's last video? Let me look, 'cause I can't go off my phone. I saw one of his latest ones, but I'm not sure if I saw his latest one. First Mill. Firstmill.com. Right? 2 months ago. Oh no, I haven't seen this one. I'm gonna have to watch that one. Oh, really? Good for him. Congrats, First Mill, if you see this. Congratulations. I'm gonna watch that later today, actually. I do like listening to him. He's very intelligent. He has a good way of speaking, like really, really easy to understand. Yeah, honestly, it's like maybe it's good to like schedule like an evening chat where like everyone from the community kind of knows about it, and then we all just jump in and just chat. Like TikTok is actually pretty sick because like you can do like I don't know, like 10 different people live. So I want to get more people involved in TikTok. Plus the algorithm, once people are in there, it pushes more new people to come in. Ultimately, it's a great way to like little by little teach people. Like I've been jumping in on TikTok lives, like just random ones, and then I'll just randomly start talking about like Bitcoin Cash and educating people. And I've had some people sub to my channel and learn about it too. So it's kind of cool, but it'd be much more effective if we have like a live with like several different people. If I talk about crypto with my coworkers, they get weirded out. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them though, you know. Look at it from their perspective, you know. They don't study it the way we do. They don't know the inner workings of it, and all they hear is the headlines, and they see numbers go down. Numbers go down equal bad. Numbers go up equal good. So, I mean, you can't. They gotta learn for themselves, you know. But it's their loss if they don't learn about Bitcoin Cash. Okay, 3 movers. 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. 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 I wonder if I can share this live on Twitter or something. Do you work on? Yeah, in the summer we don't take weekend. I mean, we generally don't take weekends off, but in the summer we're super busy. So we had 3 moves this weekend, 2 the last, 2 this weekend. So, but I'm luckily in a place right now where I have a solid team. Last year it wasn't. Oh wait, no. Last year I had a good team. The year before it was a little bit rough. Um, but this year I'm luckily covered for most of it, so I don't go out as much as I used to. So that's nice. At least it's the physical parts kind of not so much of a problem. 225. 9.5 hours. 1:30 to 5:30. How do you hire trustworthy people, especially moving? They can disappear all of a sudden. Great question. Um, I mean, trial and error. You know, you start somewhere. I've been in business for going on. What is this? Seventh, seventh year. So a lot of it's honestly more like through word of mouth. I mean, I could put out some ads and you find some decent guys, but ultimately you find out who sticks, and people whose word you can trust, and from there they'll refer you their friends. And I mean, you quickly learn, and you learn people's behaviors. Like, you can easily tell when someone's going to be a flake. You can easily tell when someone is going to show up strong for the first week and then start fizzling out. So ultimately, I just kind of I build out a network of these people, and some people are full time. Some people, like, I call them on their days off, and ultimately I just have a roster on a Google spreadsheet. And at this point, it's pretty nice because even people who work full time for other companies, they'll have a day off, and when I'm short a guy, I can just go down my list, and generally I'll find someone. And most of my guys right now, I'd say, are pretty solid, trustworthy, I can count on. And luckily I'm in a good place. Grateful to be. Gotcha. Thought that would happen. We got 3 people in here, but I think they're just here to listen. I don't see much more questions. What part of Cali are you from, Jay? SoCal? Okay. You're not from Santa Barbara. That's a good thing. No disrespect to Santa Barbara, but anyway, are you buying anything other than BCH? Yeah, I'll quickly go through my portfolio with you. I won't go into length of how much of what I have, but I can see if it tells me a percentage of what's what, though. Allocation, here it is. 84% of my portfolio is in Bitcoin Cash. We in recession. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. Not much we can do about that. But yeah, I hold 84% Bitcoin Cash, 9% BNB, 2% VeChain, and then all the rest is just like a 1%, or like a 1/4% to 1%. So I feel like VeChain is going to perform very well, though. I think that 2.5%, the amount I have allocated in there, is going to be a great payout. I think VeChain is severely undervalued, and I think it's going to be a top contender this cycle. I'm excited, so I made sure to pick some up. Not a big ETH fan. Know a lot of people like Ethereum, but I don't know. I have 1% in Ethereum. I'm gonna turn the lights on because it's getting dark in my office. Ugh. That'd be interesting. I don't know if I ever want to go like the franchise route. A franchise or multi location route. I don't know. I'm still deciding what I want to end up doing, but I'm sure there's plenty of demand there. I know LA is expensive too, so I'm sure there's people who are gonna pay pretty well there too. But I'm not a big fan of their regulations. I'm from Massachusetts, and the regulations here suck. But what I hear in Cali is going to be a lot of a learning curve too. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I have. My main goal is probably like, I don't know, have an independent building probably the next 5 years, and then go into like hyper expansion past that. Like, ultimately, what I want to do is when I have an independent building is fill it with as much storage as possible, and then once that location is, pretty much like it's paying its OAs through or OEs through just the storage, then it's like I would just allocate all the other funding into, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd ever franchise. I don't like the idea of franchising, but I would look into expansion, but also other services. Like I've always had the idea of doing something involving rentals. So that's always been something I've considered. We'll see. Some forms of rentals, some form of rentals can be more profitable. They have furniture rental, for example, has a higher market. What's the right word for it? A higher market demand, or I'm blanking on the word for it. Jeez. Anyway, the money circulating in gross revenue of all companies that do furniture rental versus moving, I'm blanking on the term, but is substantially bigger in furniture rental, and I would eventually like to pursue trying something like that. Moving company will never go out of business, even with AI. Thousands of people will lose their job in the next 5 years. Totally agreed. The only thing that will be able to replace movers will be like Elon's robots, but we're a long ways away from that with their price point. So, you look like you drive a car to work. I'm not sure if that's. You brush your teeth with a toothbrush. You're definitely it's definitely a troll. Because these aren't even insults. Yeah, I'm gonna guess you're a troll. But how about it? Have fun. Um, have fun, man. This chat is for everybody, even the trolls. But yeah, I mean the price point of Elon's like humanoids, it's gonna be a while before they replace an actual human being. Even like a salary of the average mover. I mean, it's not financially viable to use those yet. Who is this? Sure, whatever problems you're having, it will be okay. Oh, I'm more than okay. Don't you worry about me. I have some Tesla, but I'm not too upset. I'm pretty good with my position. Um, we'll recover. We will recover. Well, I wish we got more people in this live, but that's alright. I do live in my mother's basement at the moment, trying to save up. Yes, and proudly of it. I'm saving quite a lot of money. I've been renting for the past 3 years, and the rent is not going down. How much is rent in Mass? Oh my God! I mean, a one bedroom in a decent area will be no less than 22. So it's just like the amount I'm saving. It makes no sense to rent for a little bit, but also living at home is such a different different atmosphere. Oh yeah, 22. Apex. Where are you from? I want to get to learn. It's probably. Oh, it's like California. Yeah, we're pretty hand in hand, man. Honestly, pretty hand in hand. It's craziness. Oregon. What's the average rent with you, bud? For like a one bedroom. What am I doing here? 840 to 7. 840 to 6. 9.33. Jesus, 1600. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. It's a temporary thing, though. I can't imagine doing that more than maybe past this holiday season. Because I was living with roommates, but I'd like to live independently again. I did live independently the year before, but like I found like I was outside the city quite a bit, and even that was still expensive. All in all, I was paying around 21 which was nice for a single apartment. But I'd rather be somewhere in the city again. Those were the good times. 6:40 p.m. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Okay, good. If I'm stoner, since you're new here, I'm like working simultaneously uh, while typing in stuff electronically. We'll think about the whole franchising thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like I have a lot to learn still. I feel like I still have to perfect like location number one before I can, before I can pass the baton. I feel like franchising might be something in my mid-30s, but then again, I might just go into like you need to have multiple set of team. Yeah, I mean, I understand like the benefits of it, but I don't know. Ultimately, I feel like I'm gonna gear towards something different in the future. But franchising is not about it. It's not out the question. I could change my mind. I mean, I feel like kind of change my direction every 2 years anyway. Like, always find something that I want to tweak. So we'll see where I'm at. But my main goal: independent building, uh, storage, and move into furniture rental. But it's gonna be a little bit of time before I can kind of put all those into place. How old are you? I am 28 years old. 30. You get married yet? I have not. 12, 13. The girl that I was with moved to Cali. Tamara's life journey, life after 5. Hey Tamara, this chat is about Bitcoin Cash. We're trying to get as many people to kind of join. Maybe we can have a healthy conversation about the benefits of Bitcoin Cash, not to be mistaken with Bitcoin. So if you're interested in learning, let me know. I can kind of chat about it a little bit with you. Hello. Sure. Okay. What would you like to learn? What would tell me? What do you know about Bitcoin? What do you know about what's the difference between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash? You got my attention. Okay. Well, so originally Bitcoin is actually what Bitcoin Cash is now. Um, and essentially, there we go. Bitcoin Cash is the real one by Jay. Um, so essentially, it's a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, which is what the white paper, or consider that like the, I don't know, the constitution of Bitcoin, I guess. So it is, the original white paper was like what the creator had written down for the purpose of what Bitcoin should have been, and ultimately, what was written in it is ultimately what Bitcoin Cash is doing now. In about 2017, Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash split. So it was like the same team kind of split into two different cryptocurrencies in the most simple terms. Bitcoin stayed, Bitcoin Cash split off and did its own thing because it didn't like how original Bitcoin wanted to just stay at a 1 megabyte block. Um, and they wanted to move to bigger block size to make sure that uh, mounds of transactions could go through the network still as quickly and as affordably. Where with Bitcoin right now staying at a 1 megabyte block, they are too slow, and because it's so slow and so congested, the fees are outrageous. You can't buy a stick of gum or a pack of gum for $5 and pay $20 in a transaction fee, you know. So what Bitcoin Cash did is they increased the block size, and they kept the same code and the same vision of what Bitcoin was originally meant to be, and they kept developing on that, and ultimately you can still accomplish the same things that what Bitcoin was set out to be with Bitcoin Cash. And Bitcoin right now is way too slow and way too expensive. I think she left. I don't think she, or maybe it just tuned out. Yeah, she left. Oh well. I didn't explain that too clearly anyway. My brain's kind of foggy right now because I'm doing way too much, but that's okay. It's all part of the process. Oh, I'm still here listening. Okay, so if I didn't lose you, um, so ultimately, essentially, Bitcoin Cash is a way that you can be your own bank, I can be my own bank. If I want to send you something, there is not a wall in between, which would be like a bank saying like, yeah, you can send it over to Tamara, or you send it to me, but bank has to approve it to go to Vlad. Um, there is none of that. I'm my bank, you're your bank. You can send me any amount of money at any time, anywhere. I could be in my home country of Bulgaria, or I can be in the United States. Meanwhile, you could be in Kenya, or you can be in Japan, and you can send me that same amount of money, and it can be transferred over quickly. I'm talking within seconds, like by the time you blink, the transaction is sent. It's for a fraction of a penny, very, very cheap. And with the adaptive block size upgrade that just happened this May, that's never going to change. It's always going to be that quick, that fast, and again, it's frictionless. There's no bank in between. Not sure if you can see what I was saying. I was listening. I can see it. I can see it. So essentially, it's a way to keep control of your finances to yourself and not have to worry about any external banks for approval and whatnot. The only issue, of course, is just with cryptocurrency. It's just a volatile market. So, the price fluctuates up and down, but as more people start to, learn about crypto and invest in crypto, it's going to stabilize more, and it will over time. It's going to take time to adopt it. I mean, you even see the government's trying to create their own cryptocurrency called the CBDC, but that's miserably failing. So, if the government's trying to get involved in crypto, that means crypto is a threat. And then you see, like, if you're on Twitter, Tamara, like, you will see a bunch of bigger names like jumping over to Bitcoin, people jumping ship from their cryptocurrencies, moving over to Bitcoin Cash, people leaving Bitcoin, moving to Bitcoin Cash. There's this great book too you can get on Amazon. It's called Hijacking Bitcoin. Hijacking Bitcoin was written by Roger Ver and Steve Patterson, and they go into length of like what actually happened, kind of like a brief summary that I gave you, but this goes into full length of what actually happened in 2017. And ultimately, it's good to be educated, it's good to know, and it's good to be informed, because so many big names took advantage of a great system. They were threatened, the banks were threatened, and what better way to beat them than join them, but take it over, you know? So, um, ultimately, um, yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think Bitcoin Cash is the most superior cryptocurrency out there right now. So you can make a lot of profits with it too if you're in it for that. But if you're looking to have an alternative to your bank in the future, I think there's no other place to be. Did you even read the book? Well, I should reveal how many Bitcoin Cash he has. I'm not going to do that, but I've gotten through most of the book, but I know most of the story anyway. I've been in the community long enough where I've had plenty of people who are in the space for a long time explain to me kind of the inner workings of what happened. So I'm pretty informed on that end, and um, you know, so I'll get to the end of it eventually, but about halfway through. I've seen stuff about Bitcoin, but I only see negative stuff about it. Never had anyone to really break it down. Well, I mean, it's you're gonna see negative. You're gonna see two sides. You're gonna see a lot of people talking about how bad of a substitution it is for banking because it's literally there's no longer a viable substitute for banking. Um, just listen to the positive only. Block the negative. Um, I think she's. I think. She, I think she's talking about actual Bitcoin, um, which is good that you're hearing negative things about it because that's the side that you should be listening to because Bitcoin, in terms of a peer-to-peer cash system, is not viable anymore. They have all these layer twos and whatever, which ultimately fires up a big signal in anyone who's in crypto saying like if you need to be on layer 2 to do what you're meant to do on layer 1, like that's a big red flag. So ultimately, like if you're seeing that side of it, I would say that those people are people who are educated. People who are pumping Bitcoin are the ones who have been massively invested in Bitcoin since like 2012 and are just shilling it. No, not for anything that will benefit society, but will simply just benefit them. And they may appear that they're working to like bring freedom money to the world, but um, it's ultimately doing very little for us. How do you buy Bitcoin Cash? Very simple. You can buy it off of Robinhood. If you just create a Robinhood account, you can also buy it on Coinbase, but those are centralized exchanges, so that's just an easy way to obtain it. But the good part, and Venmo actually now Venmo, you can buy it on Venmo. That's the easiest ways to buy it. But you can now actually transfer it because they give you actual wallet addresses and you can transfer it to a cold wallet like a Ledger, or you can go to bitcoin.com and you can create a wallet there as well. A lot of people use bitcoin.com, but there's other cold wallets as well that you can use, and you can always reach out to me and I can help advise you. But yeah, it's definitely something to look into. And the way Bitcoin is marketed now, and these big names that took over Bitcoin, they try to say that it is meant to be a store of value, which nowhere in the white paper did it get marketed as a store of value. But the narrative now that's being pushed on social media, which social media is like the biggest and easiest way to like manipulate a narrative. The same thing with the news networks. So it's like these people will just massively abuse the social media and pretty much brainwash people into believing that Bitcoin was meant to be a store of value, which when you say it enough, thank you for subscribing, thank you for the sub for sure, but when you say something enough, right, we've heard that story, when you say something enough, eventually it becomes the truth, right? So we kind of gonna have to rewind and relearn because there's a lot of false narratives that have been sold to us. So take a look into it. I would never push you and say buy it, but I would say take a look into it. Ultimately, you'll see the community is much healthier, much more pro humanity in evolution, as opposed to just like people with money bags with their whatever, their laser eyes and whatnot. it's a great community to be in for sure. It's a lot of strong figures, and there's a lot of people migrating over to Bitcoin Cash. I think come December, I think we're gonna see some big names migrating over too. We've already had some other big names um, express interest in Bitcoin Cash, but um, for reasons unknown. But if anything, still good for the community. But I think that I think it's going to be a good year. I think it's going to be a strong year. Jay, the only thing I ask, like, I wouldn't push anyone to buy Bitcoin Cash or tell them they're going to get rich. Um, I, I think there's a lot of potential for Bitcoin Cash, but it's never. I would never tell someone, "Hey, buy it. You're going to get rich." I don't. That's not the way I roll. I'd just say do your own research and see how you like it, and ultimately I think you will. And if you do, it's always good to pick up some. If you want to pick up more, pick up more. But I think ultimately with research you'll fall in love with it, because that's how I did too. Like I studied it and studied it, and the more I read about it, the more I got involved in the community and the people. I saw how the people actually have intention in drive to do something good. That's ultimately what got me to stick with Bitcoin Cash. This is not financial advice. It never is. It is never financial advice. But this is financial advice. Do not throw $1 million into a meme coin. The Dogecoin millionaire guy, that guy, give me a cage match with him. That guy was marketing meme coins to people who are gonna go broke. Yeah, see, that's the other thing too. So many people will just hold their crypto and just hold it for holding. Like, there, you have to have an exit strategy. You have to sell. It's smart to sell. It's like eventually it'll reach a point where it's way overvalued, and it's like, why hold it? Why hold it just because I'm a member of the community, just to wave my Bitcoin Cash flag? No, it's like you have to sell at some point. It's smart to sell, and you can take those profits and get ready for the next cycle or drastically improve your life. Because ultimately when adoption happens, it's going to have a stable point, but like when it's hyperinflated and still no one's using it, like why hold? Why hold? It just makes no sense. So that's a good idea. I mean, 5K would be a great selling point. I hope it goes to 5K. I really do. They're going to be better coins in 10 years. What are we thinking? What do you think would be better in 10 years? I will not exactly reveal how much Bitcoin Cash I'm holding, but I will tell you that number is not correct. I saw a moving company. What got me to stop scrolling? But the Bitcoin Cash kept me here. Thanks for taking the time to explain. I will definitely be checking it out and be getting back to you. Yeah, reach out anytime. I'm also on Instagram, v1ad.1vanov. You can reach out to me there more easily than YouTube. I'd be happy to answer any questions when and if I have time. Repeat your Instagram. Just got pen and paper. I'm gonna write it down for you, Tamara. 1 second. Let's see if is that damn. Okay, so yeah, it's reversed, huh? Or maybe just reversed on my screen. V1AD.1VANOV. So it's my name, except the L's are number ones. Vlad Ivanov. Boom. Alrighty. Sounds good. Fuel. Fuel. What else? I'm in transportation. Well, it was nice talking to you guys. Keep up the good work. All right, fantastic. Yeah, look forward to chatting if you have any questions. And thanks for subbing. And yeah, keep an eye out for my videos or my lives. I'd be happy to have you back on. All right, so that is the last one. Last one. Last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember anything. Told you that you wish I was somebody you never met. You in the States? I am in the States. Where are you from, Potera? Poterot? Am I saying that? Poterot? Poterot. One or the other. Alrighty, I'm gonna end up closing this out. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and have a good night, or wherever you are in the world. Have a good day, evening, night, lunch, whatever.